Alright, so today I want to share some of the accomplishments that I've made on my YouTube channel over the last 12 months. Pretty much a year in review video for 2019. And if you've been watching my videos here on YouTube, you know I'm focused primarily on keeping and breeding ball pythons. And this snake around my neck here, this is Bobby, my bamboo ball python. Pretty much the mascot for my channel anymore. A really awesome, super friendly snake. And essentially what I did is I made a list of 14 bullet points of all my accomplishments, kind of the highlights for the year, and I just wanted to go through them one by one really quick and share with you some of the stuff that I've accomplished here on YouTube. And the number one thing that is probably the most exciting for me, and that is about 2 months ago, I got to the point where I was actually able to resign from my day job and move over to doing YouTube full time. And let me tell you, it took about 2 years of putting out videos every single day to get to that point where I was making enough money on YouTube and everything else kind of on the YouTube side of things to actually pay the bills and transition away from my day job. And let me tell you, it's definitely a big change going from a day job. Essentially in a day job, I was trying to do both YouTube and a day job, which was almost impossible. Let me tell you, it was really hard to actually do both and then break away. But even just the day job, it's kind of interesting because I've been doing a day job for about 20 years. And essentially what you're doing is you're working like 8, 9, or 10 hours, you know, plus I have the hour commute each way. So you have really long days in the week, but then you have the weekends off. And over here on YouTube, I've actually been working 7 days a week, putting out videos every single day. So it almost seems like I'm working more, you know, since I'm working 7 days a week, but it's just not really long hours like I was in my day job. Kind of an interesting change going from the day job over to YouTube. So the number two thing is I actually went through and counted all my videos for the entire year. I actually put out 356 videos this year on YouTube. Pretty amazing. And I'd say, you know, I would have probably done 365, but I actually had the flu for a week, and then I took a couple days off for Thanksgiving, and then another day off for Christmas to kind of, you know, spend time with friends and family. And kind of what I'm thinking is in the next couple of years, you know, once my YouTube channel gets a little bigger, I'll probably drop back to like 5 days a week and take the weekends off from making videos every single day. But right now I'm really trying to, you know, crush it and put out daily videos every single day and really improve the growth of my YouTube channel, especially at the beginning. That is the hardest part. So I actually counted all the videos that I have over on YouTube. I actually have 621 videos on YouTube. So I put about, I was over half of my videos are actually from this year. It's pretty amazing. I also did quite a few upgrades. For number 3, I upgraded my camera, my laptop, my editing software, my tripod, my lighting. I got a drone, I got a green screen, I got a whole bunch of stuff that really improves the quality of my videos, which I think really kind of enhances my channel. I've seen some people where they don't really improve some of the editing and the camera and stuff like that, and it almost seems like, you know, a lot of channels actually get a lot of subscribers, they get a lot of views, but if they're not constantly editing and improving, you can definitely tell that their quality is just not that good. And I just wanted to keep improving my quality little by little as I go, you know, year by year. And it's pretty amazing because you look at some of my videos now and then you look back at some of my previous videos, and there's definitely a huge quality difference between the two. So number 4 is probably the hardest one. Most YouTubers won't tell you about this. I actually burned out about 3 times, and it's like, you know, trying to do a day job, trying to do YouTube videos every single day, and it's like, I just can't do this anymore. And then you just have to work through it, and believe it or not, I actually worked through every single burnout. And let me tell you, burnout is real for YouTubers. And I'll say a lot of people just kind of quit because, you know, the thing you really have to think about YouTube is you make most of the money at the end, and at the beginning you're pretty much working for free or for just a little bit. As a matter of fact, I'm not really making as much as I was making on my day job. Even now, it's pretty amazing after 2 years straight. So it takes an incredible amount of work, incredible amount of videos, unless you get really lucky. Some people get really lucky. Well, let me tell you, the burnout is real, and I actually worked through burning out about 3 times. That's probably something most YouTubers won't share with you. The number 5 is a pretty amazing statistic. Actually, at the beginning of the year, on January 1st, the beginning of this year, I went back and looked, I had 2,341 subscribers, about 2,300 subscribers. And then at the end of the year, I just looked at my subscriber just this morning, I'm up to 20,700, which is almost a factor of 10 increase from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Pretty amazing. And wouldn't it be amazing if I could actually go from 20,000 at the beginning of the next year to 200,000, a factor of 10. I don't know if I'm going to grow that fast, but I would say this year I had some pretty amazing growth. If you just look at the multiplication of the numbers by a factor of 10, pretty amazing. So number 6, this is a pretty amazing number. I actually had, for my lifetime views on my channel, I've actually had 3.5 million views. That is an incredible amount of views. And I'd say most of those views are actually this year, most of them just in the last few months, because the channels keep growing bigger and bigger, almost exponentially. And as a matter of fact, I had in 2019, I had 2.8 million views. And in the last 3 months, I had 1 million views, which is pretty amazing just in the last 3 months. So you can see, at the beginning of the year, it wasn't doing that good, and then it just kind of grows and grows exponentially. So number 7, I pretty much have had slow, steady growth. And if you look at a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of times you'll have really slow growth, or sometimes it'll be really erratic growth where it'll jump up and down and up and down. Sometimes you'll have almost clickbait videos where you get a lot of views and then it'll drop off and then it kind of goes up and down. And some people are just, hitting it out of the park, and then every single video is a winner and they just grow amazing. And it's kind of amazing, the different growth rates, and everyone's kind of looking and waiting for that point where they go from a slow, steady growth to kind of an exponential growth. And up until now, it's been pretty much slow and steady and pretty much expected. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as my growth. And it's kind of interesting because if you look at the growth, I pretty much figured this out at the beginning. I really sat down and looked at the numbers. If you put out a video every single day on a narrow topic and you keep doing it day after day, year after year, you pretty much grow at a rate of 10% per month for your subscribers. It's pretty amazing, and it's pretty much almost exactly on track. As a matter of fact, I looked back about 4 months ago and I predicted on Christmas Day I was going to have 20,000 subscribers, and I missed it by just a few days. That's how predictable my channel was. Pretty amazing. We can sit down and actually calculate the numbers, and you know exactly where you're going to be at any point in time. So number 8, if you look at my financials, I know a lot of people don't really like to share their financials because, it's kind of personal to the YouTuber. And let me tell you, the amount of money that I make on my YouTube channel is not the amount of money that anybody else is gonna make. And I'm not at the point where I actually have bragging rights where I can brag about my money, but I can share some numbers. So this is kind of interesting. Last year, all of 2018, I actually made $721, and then this year I actually made over $20,000 on YouTube. Pretty amazing. And it's kind of interesting too that if you actually sit down and do the numbers and you put out daily videos on a focused topic, I figured you could pretty much make $1 per subscriber per year if you're doing daily videos, which is kind of interesting. I've actually seen different channels doing a video a week, and the funny thing is you can almost do the math that if you're doing one video a week, you're pretty much getting 10% of your subscribers as far as revenue. So someone with like 1 million subscribers, if they're putting out a video a week, I'd say in most cases, unless they're really unusual, they're making about 100,000 a year. Versus if you're doing a video every single day, you're making about 1 million a year, which is kind of interesting. And the funny thing is I figured out all these numbers like a year and a half ago, and I started putting out the videos every single day for the last year and a half, and everything is hitting the mark. I'm hitting my subscribers, hitting my 10% growth, hitting my money, and everything. It's pretty amazing. Everything's working out as far as what I predicted about a year and a half ago. So number 9, I actually started Patreon. Patreon's pretty awesome because I'm kind of going through this transition where you know, kind of a struggling video artist. You know, it's really hard to get started here on YouTube, and a lot of people really like what I'm putting out and they want to support me financially. A lot of people are jumping over to Patreon and they're just donating like $1 a month or $5 a month, really helping me out financially over on Patreon. And it's really essential, I think, at the beginning where you're not really making a lot of money. Let me tell you that if it wasn't for that Patreon and some of the other stuff, I probably wouldn't have even considered resigning from my day job, because I'm making some from all these different revenue streams. As a matter of fact, I'm making money on Amazon Associates, eBay Associates, some of the affiliate accounts, and then Patreon, and then doing some merch and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So that was actually number 10. Actually, some of my milestones where I actually added some merchandise. I know my merchandise is not the best. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on my merchandise. One of the things I really want to improve in the next year or two, and I think if you actually reach 100,000 subscribers, YouTube actually has some free merch assistance where they'll come in and do some graphical designs and stuff like that. So that's pretty awesome. I also did, you know, Amazon affiliates, eBay affiliates. So those are essentially what that is if I actually put a link down under my video in the comments section and you actually click on that link and go over to Amazon, that actually puts a cookie in your Amazon basket, you know, as far as you directing from, basically what it is I direct you from eBay or from YouTube over to Amazon. And then if you actually click on that link and go over to Amazon, I actually get credit for supposedly everything you buy in the next 48 hours. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've actually seen, you know, some pretty good sales. I'm making probably, I'd say, about $30 a month on Amazon Associates. It's not a whole lot, but you know, just a few links under my video descriptions, and it's actually just kind of automatic. People click on the links, go over there, buy something completely different, and I actually get a commission. It's pretty awesome. So another, let's see, we are on number 11. Number 11, I actually bought a new snake, which is a pretty high-end snake. It was pretty awesome. I actually spent $1,500 on a banana inchy clown, and I actually have 2 females standing by ready to breed that one. I'm actually breeding them right now. So if I can actually reproduce that one, I could have a really good year selling some hatchlings next year, or holding some of those back, which would be pretty awesome. So another thing that I've actually done this year, and that is I've actually sold snakes over on Morph Market, which is pretty awesome. Pretty much up until now, I've sold all of my ball python hatchlings at some of the local reptile shows. Pretty awesome experience actually selling over there. It's a lot easier than setting up for the show. And the other thing I found too is it kind of spreads the income over a bigger period of time, so you don't have these huge swings in income, you know, just at the shows and then these big lags between the shows. Pretty much to get income, you know, especially starting out on YouTube. I was definitely counting on that income to transition from my day job over to YouTube. So the other thing is, for number 13, I've actually learned to ignore some of the other channels and a lot of my statistics. And the interesting thing about this is if you're thinking about starting YouTube, or maybe you have a channel, you really start getting discouraged looking at other people. There's a lot of people that pretty much started the same time I did. Some people aren't quite as far along, and some people are light years ahead of me. And you pretty much just have to put blinders on for your own thing, get in your own lane, and just start cranking out the videos, and it will come eventually. And let me tell you, it's really a challenge not looking at your own analytics. I'd say probably the biggest thing that I've discovered over the last probably 6 months, last year or so, is that a lot of times you'll see these videos that'll sit on YouTube for like 6 months or 8 months, and then for whatever reason, all of a sudden the growth just kind of takes off. So a lot of people have this mindset of, all right, I put out this video and it's not doing very well. It wasn't a very good video. But the interesting thing is I'm finding a lot of my really old videos that have been sitting there for like 8 months. For whatever reason, they've had like, you know, maybe 100 views, and then all of a sudden they just take off and start gaining traction and start trending. It's pretty awesome. So you almost have to have like a long-term outlook when it comes to YouTube and not get so distracted on the short-term gains. So that is pretty much it. That is my year in review. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.